These are the biggest brands in world football: Nike, Adidas, PUMA, New Balance, Mizuno, and Umbro. But do you know which top player each brand currently sponsors? Throughout history, brands have always been woven into the fabric of football, from Pelé's Puma King to Ronaldo Fenomeno's Mercurial. In those nostalgic Ronaldinho commercials, who didn't dream of owning Neymar's orange hypervenoms, Messi's F50s, or Cristiano Ronaldo's Superflies? But things have changed. Today, these brands are represented by other global stars. Exactly what we're about to explore. Boots, not balls, are calling the shots this season. Behind every highlight reel and last-minute winner lurks a silent chess match between 6 sportswear giants, each convinced their logo can crown the next Ballon d'Or king. New Balance just snatched Real Madrid's future wonderkid before Nike could blink. Mizuno is gambling its entire global relaunch on Gabigol, a striker more polarizing than VAR. PUMA is tearing itself in two. One camp worships Neymar's celebrity aura, while the other swears by Griezmann's week-in, week-out grind. Deep in the shadows, Umbro plots a vintage-flavored comeback, Adidas rushes to hand Messi's throne to a 17-year-old prodigy, and Nike answers with a royal purple Mercurial for Kylian Mbappé because empire never sleeps. By the end of the story, you'll see how stitching, branding, and billion-euro contracts quietly script the beautiful game's next decade, and why one superstar already regrets the ink on his deal. Lace up, the sponsorship war starts now. New Balance entered elite football like a burglar with velvet shoes. Quiet, but suddenly everywhere. Their first big heist was Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal winger's personal company jumped from £2.3 million to £4.64 million in a single fiscal year after he re-upped with New Balance, a leap the UK press credits largely to image rights royalties baked into the new deal. But Saka was just the appetizer. 6 months after Nike let a renewal window lapse, Brazilian prodigy Endrick walked straight into New Balance HQ and signed a multi-year contract mere weeks before his headline move to Real Madrid. Insiders claim NB's confidential pitch deck projects Endrick and Saka as the faces of Euro 2028, an ambition so bold that Adidas executives have already sounded out Saka's camp for 2029. Here's the real masterstroke. New Balance doesn't fight the swoosh and the 3 stripes on nostalgia. They skip straight to tomorrow. Their boot budget is poured almost entirely into Gen Z superstars and TikTok micro-campaigns. That lets them undercut bigger rivals on signing bonuses while still owning millions of 15-year-old minds scrolling at 3 a.m. If you think that's soft power, just remember, those 15-year-olds will be buying £300 limited edition Saka boots long after Messi retires. And as one NB executive leaked on WhatsApp, youth attention is a commodity Wall Street still undervalues. But New Balance's raid is child's play compared with the Japanese giant willing to stake its future on one controversial Brazilian. For decades, Mizuno's reputation rested on artisan leather and the eternal elegance of Rivaldo's Wave Cup. But hand-stitched nostalgia doesn't move Gen Alpha wallets. So the Osaka Brain Trust rolled the dice on a headline-friendly anti-hero, Gabigol Barbosa. In mid-2024, the Flamengo striker inked a 6-year deal that made him the global face of every Mizuno football silo, from boots to athleisure. The timing was absurdly risky. Gabigol's goal rate had dipped. Social media critics roasted his body-positive photo shoots, and Flamengo's own ultras staged a banner protest over the player's rumored silicone procedure. Fodder tailor-made for meme culture. Yet risk is exactly the appeal. Mizuno's analytics showed that polarizing stars generate 42% more online engagement than universally loved ones. And engagement sells footwear even when matchday form sputters. Behind the scenes, Mizuno signed a revenue share clause unheard of in football boots. Gabigol earns royalties on every lifestyle sneaker featuring his G logo, incentivizing him to live stream workouts, drop personal NFT badges, and turn every Flamengo press scrum into an unboxing opportunity. The gamble could crash if Gabigol's form flatlines, but if his Copa Libertadores heroics reignite, Mizuno gets a seat at the global top table overnight. Controversy sells. Just ask the brand currently juggling an injured megastar and a workhorse World Cup hero. Puma's 2020 mega deal with Neymar Jr. cost a rumored £20 million per year. but almost instantly boosted football revenue. Corporate filings show a 30% sales jump between 2019 and 2021, attributed in board notes to flagship athlete acquisition. The problem? Neymar has played fewer than 40 competitive games since signing. While racks of future Zed boots clear out in São Paulo malls, on-pitch ambassadors are led by Antoine Griezmann, a man who's never trended on TikTok for haircuts or NFTs. Internally, designers idolize Griezmann's reliability. Marketing worships Neymar's reach. The split turned ugly in 2024 when leaked images suggested Griezmann was testing blackout prototypes from French retailer Decathlon, signaling a potential exit. PUMA's front office now runs two parallel campaigns. Number play like Greasy emphasizes grinding consistency, while number back soon Ney cashes emotional credit on a superstar still rehabbing in Qatar. It's a tug of war between tangible minutes and intangible hype. But while PUMA wrestles egos, a once kingly badge is plotting resurrection through a legal loophole and an up-and-coming teenager. Few fans under 25 realize Umbro once dressed Pelé, Shearer, and the 1998 Brazil squad. A prolonged slump saw them pivot to team kits, surrendering the celebrity arms race to deeper-pocketed rivals. Then, in early 2025, UK brand Castore quietly bought European distribution rights for Umbro, a licensing maneuver that gives Umbro fresh capital without sacrificing its double diamond identity. The new arrangement's first test case is 19-year-old Brazilian utility star Guilherme Biro, snapped up by Austin FC but still the lone, high-potential Umbro boot athlete in elite football. Biro's MLS move places him on North American primetime screens every weekend, perfect for Umbro's US reboot strategy. And sources inside Castore hint at a Project Heritage line of retro boots laced with modern tech, aiming squarely at the vintage crazy secondary market. Umbro's comeback thesis is simple: ride nostalgia until performance catches up. If Biro blossoms, the brand has its poster boy. If not, retro mania still prints profit. Yet while Umbro rebuilds with baby steps, Adidas is orchestrating a generational handoff on a scale only a company of its size could afford. Lionel Messi's legacy looms like Everest over Adidas HQ, but even icons retire. In October 2023, Adidas confirmed a long-term deal with 17-year-old Lamine Yamal, describing him as the face of football's next decade. Since then, Yamal's Barca jerseys have outsold Jude Bellingham's Madrid kit in Spain, and his TikTok highlight reels rank second only to Mbappe's across European under-18 demographics. Yet numbers don't always match narrative. In raw output, Barca teammate Rafinha posted 31 goals and 24 assists this season, figures Yamal can't touch. Adidas's marketing analytics counter that potential outrank statistics. Gen Z fans value what could be more than what is. The internal debate over who should headline the 2026 Crazy Fast launch has thus become a proxy war between data analysts and creative directors. Meanwhile, elder statesman Mohamed Salah serves the Muslim markets, Jude Bellingham bridges Premier League watchers, and Adidas's in-house studios churn a content tsunami to keep rivals off balance. But for all the brainpower in Bavaria, the original disruptor from Oregon still commands raw brand gravity. Nike's trophy cabinet starts with the 1998 Mercurial R9 and ends, well, it never ends. Their latest coup is a player edition Mercurial tailored for Kylian Mbappé, rolled out globally weeks after his record-breaking switch to Real Madrid. The boots feature purple and gold trim inspired by Madrid royalty. Part welcome gift, part marketing cannon shot at Adidas on their Spanish home turf. Critics argue Mbappé commands a €35 million annual salary while Madrid slumped to their worst season in a decade. But Nike's calculus is cold. They don't buy form, they buy eyeballs. In 2024, Mbappé delivered 6.7 billion cumulative social impressions, more than the entire NHL. Nike's contract guarantees that every highlight package, whether a hat trick or a missed penalty, is wrapped in a swoosh. Still, even behemoths feel tremors. Lawyers are drafting contingency clauses if Mbappé's relationship with Spanish media sours, and whispers suggest Nike is lining up WSL phenom Savannah Beckham, yes, David's niece, as insurance against future PR storms. Because legacy alone won't win tomorrow, relentless evolution will. 6 brands, 6 strategies. 1 sport held hostage by logos. New Balance is betting that tomorrow's superstars, Saka and Endrick, will make teenagers see a capital NB the way their parents see a swoosh. Mizuno is courting controversy on purpose, convinced that every hot take about Gabigol nudges curious fans toward its checkout page. PUMA can't decide whether trophies or Instagram metrics matter more, and that internal tug-of-war has the brand walking a marketing tightrope. Umbro lurks in retro shadows, quietly telling romantics that heritage never really dies. Adidas is locking the gates around Lamine Yamal before the rest of the world realizes how high his ceiling really is, while Nike flexes raw imperial muscle, handing Mbappe a purple boot and daring anyone to ignore it. So, if you were a 15-year-old phenom signing your first pro deal tomorrow, which logo would you lace up? Drop your answer below and back your choice with at least one wild prediction. The best take gets pinned.